because as the government said they are working on a judicial panel to settle and make up and punish the police officers who participated or executed any brutality against citizens with evidence, that they will prosecute them. That's also a lie. It's just a distraction. Don't believe them. Because as they were saying that, they were also piling up lists and names of known social media influencers who encouraged, shared, or amplified the Endsars protest for that first 13 days. They have picked up all their names and they have put all of them on no-fly list. They cannot leave Nigeria now. All of them that are in Nigeria. If you are outside Nigeria, you don't know if your name is there, okay? If you're outside Nigeria and you mistakenly fly to Nigeria any moment from now, they will hold you. If you have used your influence on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere, that you have used your influence to amplify Endsars protest in Nigeria, if you go to Nigeria and your name is under that no-fly list, you will not leave Nigeria again. They will seize your passport. That is what they have done now, okay? All of them that they have picked, including the organizers of the feminist, the feminist coalition. You know, those coalition of people on Twitter, those who raised that monumental fund online and sponsored and supported the protest. Remember, they have their names. They have all their names, and they have passed their names now to all the immigration airports, any outlet, every airport in Nigeria and every border in Nigeria. So they called it. They called them the they call them the intelligence unit of the government. So they are going after all the organizers, all the musicians. Listen to this, all the musicians who also amplified Endsars protest. Many of their names are already on the no-fly list. No-fly list means you cannot leave Nigeria because you are under investigation. Do you know the investigation? The investigation that that your Endsars protest was not a protest against police brutality. It was a protest against, it was a protest to overthrow Buhari. Do you get that now? If they haven't told you that, you will know. In the next couple of days, you will realize that so many of those influencers on Twitter, on Facebook, and on the social media, they will be telling you that they have been invited by the DSS as I speak to you right now. Meanwhile, the government is lying to the world that they are organizing, judicial panel to listen to police brutality and assault, abuse of office, and all those, right? And on the ground, they are stopping everybody from leaving Nigeria. So those of you who are working on the visa ban for these politicians, I want you to intensify that, please. Work on it, because some of them too must not leave Nigeria. And if they leave Nigeria, they should be arrested for undermining democracy and human rights in that country. You should amplify that too, because that's the position. All right. So I'm going to take you through a few clips tonight. Yes, American election is ongoing. Wike has come out again. About 2 days ago, he denied of, killing the Igbos or inviting the military to come to Obigbo to come and start their own, house-to-house search where people were being killed, slaughtered in execution style. So he denied. But again, little would you know that his words were on tape. Everything he said that will later be used against him whenever his days are up in court as well. When he will face the law, he is still very much adamant, and he keeps saying he's not after Igbos, he's only after IPOB. And that is the delusion of delusional grandeur, I'll call it, right? You are killing people because they are identified as IPOB. You are not arresting, or if they committed any crime, to arrest them and let them face the law that gave you the power to even declare them wanted in the first place. But rather, they are using extrajudicial killing to go after those people, especially the Igbos in Oyigbo. So I'm going to play you a few of his clip on record that will serve as a reminder for us that whatever he's doing, the truth is this: the world is watching, and we are keeping record. A day is coming that he will be asked to answer to all his crimes too. He's a PDP governor. Like I said, they are not different. Just like this one from the northern part of Nigeria. They are not bothered about what is happening to their people. They are more interested about you reporting it on social media. And for those who had no clue of what they are into, to so many of us who told you that bringing these criminals to power is like, giving away your liberty, your freedom. And that's exactly what they have done. Those who have the history, those who remember how Buhari, when he first came, what he said he was going to do, how the whole country turned upside down within a year between 1984 to 1985, when he was there. Yeah. I hope I will play you some reminder today, because they are all the same. PDP, APC. It is the same thing they are protecting. The Nigeria that pays their bill. The one that make you to feed them. So in their own position, this is where they are on social media.
In the North, collectively agreed that traditional rulers be given formal roles in the governance architecture of the country. The meeting rejects and condemns the subversive actions of the Endsars protests, the superlative agitations and other change regime actions outside the ballot box soon take advantage of the peaceful protests to push for their separative agenda. The meeting endorsed the indivisibility, indissolubility, and oneness of the nation. The meeting took note of the devastating effect of the uncontrolled social media in spreading fake news. Therefore, calls for major control mechanism and censorship of the social media's practice in Nigeria.
So that's their position. They support social media control and regulation in Nigeria. But there's something that continues to baffle me. And not that I'm so baffled that I have no idea what they are up to. But it baffles me that this crop of cretins, this crop of thugs, glorified thugs, right, in charge of Nigeria, actually thinks within the confine of their own myopic reason or seeing as the same lens that the whole country or the whole people in the same country are actually using as well. The same lens, using the same myopic lens to see life. There are pressing issues. There are things that should be bothering them even more, that will stop any fake news, as they would like to call it. Because they are actually the fake news. Tell me, if I have to share with you that what is a fake news, to start with, is Buhari not a fake news? Is Buhari himself, is he not a fake news? Is he not the textbook definition of fake news? Everything fake. Maybe you have no idea what I'm trying to say, Abi. Watch this.
Yeah, I think I was receiving my certificate from War College, United States of America. I think, yeah, I was a major general before I was retired. I don't know why I was here. I think it's good to go to the museum.
That is your president. That is not even what I wanted to share enough to let you know that if I ask you, where is Buhari? When was the last time you saw Buhari? They will say it is hate speech. It is fake news. But when you ask them to bring Buhari out to do a 1-hour interview where you put in front of him selected journalists to start asking him questions so that he can start answering questions based on the reality in the country right now, they will tell you that why should he come and answer you questions? Because is fake. Everything about him is fake. At a point, they keep giving orders, giving the directives from who? From the presidency. The presidency said this. The presidency condoned. President Buhari this. Nobody see him. Nobody hear from him. And whenever you hear from him, like a breeding mannequin, he reads from a paper that is written by someone else, not something from his brain. So what is more fake than your fake president that some of them are trying to cover? They are trying to cover him, but I will see how long they do that in the face of things. But for those who don't know who Buhari was back then, I have something to share with you as a reminder just before we proceed this evening. Here is one.
Dusk to dawn curfew lifted.
The conduct of the 1983 elections dashed that hope, since, as I said before on another occasion, that election could be anything but free and fair. The Nigerian people were, therefore, limbered with a government whose suspect massive victory at the polls lulled it into a state of complacency. The planless, downright incompetence and irresponsibility which characterized the previous 4 years continued. Gentlemen of the press, the Nigerian armed forces could not stand idly by while this country was drifting towards a dangerous state of political and economic collapse through the continued ineptitude and insensitiveness of a political leadership who were apparently unwilling to change. It had a duty to intervene to clean up the economic mess and set this country once again on the path of sanity. On OPEC, we have to be quick to say so because there are other member countries who try to cause confusion in the oil market by speculating that we are going to panic and start selling oil at cheap. We are in OPEC, and even if we are going to change our opinion about OPEC, we are going to consult them. This is what we said.
Stop corruption was the military's slogan when it seized power in Nigeria. It's had some initial...
Stop corruption was the reason why they seized power. Stop corruption was the reason why they also brought him back in 2015. But this is what they didn't tell you, right? Probably you never had the chance of seeing before, or why you are still very much believing that something is wrong, or some people are actually doing this to Buhari. It's always been a failure. And this is not different.
The general deposed President Shehu Shagari and his civilian administration after years of waste and corruption. However, the military alternative has proved far worse. 90 million Nigerians in Africa's most populous country have endured the misery of austerity and the most authoritarian government of all. Measures which have led to unemployment, raging inflation, rising food prices and chronic consumer shortages. But the real reason for Nigeria's economic nightmare is oil. Oil is Nigeria's main export and foreign currency earner. But after the boom of the 60s and 70s has come the slump of the 80s. And with the squandering of millions of pounds on dubious projects like the construction of a new capital city at Abuja, so Nigeria's crisis has deepened.
So just like what is happening now, it was exactly what happened 30 years ago or 34 years ago. But because of the greed of few and possibility of them gaining power and gaining wealth and gaining influence, made them so blind to put millions of other people in this carnage that is now enveloping the whole country. Let me take you to Lekki. Like I said, Endsars protest that was so peaceful that for the first 13 days, Nigerians home and abroad were sort of breathing the sigh of hope. They were breathing, a sort of fresh air of hope that maybe something good can actually happen if the young people can be disorganized. But because they are dealing with rogue government that will unleash terror on them, eventually they had to kill many of them and still killing them right now, just like Wike is doing in Obigbo, in Rivers State, okay? When Lekki massacre happened, the whole world reacted. The governor denied. The later admitted. The military denied. Then they later admitted. Today again, the Attorney General of Nigeria is saying, oh, maybe those soldiers who shot at protesters at Lekki, that maybe they were just hoodlums. I didn't know that the Nigerian army have hoodlums too in their midst, or maybe they're actually hoodlums. You know, maybe Nigerian army are actually the hoodlums because they have been the one killing people extrajudicially or extrajudiciously all over the country, and they are taking their bodies away, dumping them in the river. So the Attorney General said those who shot people at Lekki must be the hoodlums, non-Nigerian soldiers, but maybe Nigerian soldiers are the hoodlums after all. So they said they were setting up judicial panel. Hallelujah. Judicial panel. Everybody will go there. Police brutality will stop. Oh, they have ended SARS. In fact, they've disbanded SARS. So everybody will be at peace now. Now go to the judicial panel. Go and tell them waiting Officer Unsofo did to you, or Unwafo, or any one of them who did what to you. Okay, go to the panel. Meanwhile, they were asking you to go to panel simply because they wanted you to leave the streets. Since some of you refused to leave the street, even when the organizers of the protest said they have stopped their fundraising and they have stopped at the protest, everybody should stay home because this government is going to kill people, and everybody listened, they stayed away. The Endsars protesters, right? The organizers can no longer leave Nigeria. They stopped one of them yesterday. She was in Nigeria and she was traveling out of Nigeria to the UK. So they stopped her, seized her passports, and told her to be reporting to the Defense Intelligence in Abuja. Defense Intelligence, that is at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. So you go there, you go and report. They say, okay, why are you taking my passport? She went there today, okay, to report to them. And say, okay, here I am. Why would you take my passport? And they said, it's because you are under investigation. Investigation for what? The Defense Intelligence, God knows what the hell that means anyway, but they call them Defense Intelligence. They are within the Daura Secret Service. You know, say Daura Secret Service, the DSS, they were supposed to be those who discover crime before they happen. They are supposed to be those who will know when Fulani terrorists are planning to attack village. DSS should know and stop it. The DSS or SSS, they should know if Boko Haram are going to attack a village, they should know. If people are grouping to become bandits in any way, the job of SSS is to know so that all those crimes will be stopped. And if a crime happens, it is the job of the SSS. They are the secret police. They call them the spy police, okay? It is their job. But in Nigeria, DSS don't go after bandits. In fact, the bandits, the repentant bandits, repentant Boko Haram, and the repentant Fulani terrorists, they are all in the custody of DSS. They have a special cell for them. If you have repented, they will move you to another cell where they will give you food, give you food, give you woman, give you bed, and allow you to relax, cool your brain before they will go and display you to the media that you have repented as a Boko Haram. DSS that is supposed to be catching those who are planning to attack any place in Nigeria, they have been busy going after judges, politicians, going after social media influencers, going after anybody that says anything on social media. You see, DSS, they have their own trolling accounts on Facebook, on Twitter. They open fake account to follow people so that they can get to know you more. So that if they want to come and arrest you based on what you write, it will shock you. How did they know? How did they know where I'm living? How did they get to see the information? Within 24 hours, they have found someone who is tweeting from somewhere in Uweri. And before you know it, from Abuja, they will come and knock at your door. And you'll be asking, how can they be so powerful and so efficient when they are tracking anybody that says anything about government? But they are not so powerful and efficient when they are tracking those who are bandits and killing people, abducting people for money, abducting people for, their jihad that they are fighting, cutting people's neck. How come they are unable to track those ones, but they can track everybody that says anything on social media? It is because the department is now called Daura Secret Service. They are no longer Department of State Service anymore. They are now called Daura Secret Service, DSS. So the lady was there. Why are you keeping my passport? Her name is Mo. I'm going to go and bring her up on my screen and share details with you there so that you will get to know. But she had to speak up and like, why are you keeping my passport? They said she's under investigation. Which investigation? Investigation, you should tell me which no, because the northern governor are saying all the people who are, you know, I think now I understand why Sega, you know, why Sega was trying to stay away in associating with the Endsars protest. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find out here. Because he knew that the government was probably going to come up and frame people, right? For whatever happened on the Endsars. Because that is what they are doing now. They are going after them and they are actually trying to charge, they are investigating them for trying to overthrow Buhari. They said Endsars protest was because they wanted to overthrow Buhari. And that is a treason, right? The same place where they said Showore want to use revolution now to overthrow Buhari without, you know what I mean? That Showore wants to use a revolution now. He wants to use flags and the placard to overthrow Buhari. And today, Showore is being tried for treason. Treason that is trying to overthrow Buhari. That is the case. So the same thing is now going to be leveled against the Endsars protesters. I'm trying to bring a tweet up. You know what I mean? So another one also said she's been invited to report back to the Defense Intelligence in Abuja tomorrow. Many of them have been contacted. But if you try to, they put them on the no-fly zone. And if they put you on no-fly list, no-fly list, that simply means once you take your passport and you get to the airport, okay, and you try to board you try to board plane there, right, to check out. Once they, file your passport in, immediately, that no-fly list, the amber will be on you. So the immigration will tell you to step aside. So many people will find out when they are leaving Nigeria. So many people will find out that they have been placed on no-fly list by the government of Nigeria. So when the Endsars protesters said they have no leaders, it is making sense now that when they are saying they should bring their leaders, they should bring their representatives, they should come and dialogue. What they are saying is that they wanted to know who and who so that they can begin to arrest and intimidate them. Since they couldn't do that, they decided to pick their profile on the social media and go after them. Now, the judicial panel, they are sitting, their judicial panel in Lagos, ended up being a complete charade. The most vital evidence, we have the evidence that they are disputing anyway. That night, over 14 million people saw the shooting of protesters at Lekki live on Instagram. Over 14 million people. That video, it was live on Instagram. When they turned off the lights, when they started the shooting, when people started running and screaming, and all of that, started singing the national anthem, started singing the national anthem, all of that, and the gunfire was blazing and blazing, we saw the video. But they said they had their CCTV. Okay, bring out the CCTV. Boom. There's no CCTV, right? This is the managing director for the Lekki Construction Company, LCC. Listen to him. They said their CCTV camera stopped working from 8 p.m. I have never heard of anything like that in my life. So government declared curfew. 4 o'clock, you sent an engineer there to go and remove the CCTV cameras. You lied to the whole world that they were not CCTV cameras. They were infrared cameras, right? Now, they say, bring the camera that you have. You said the camera stopped working from 8 p.m. the time you declare the curfew. So your camera also, boom, just quickly went on a curfew too. Listen to the MD.
I can also confirm this as the information that I said earlier, where they said the MD of Lekki Concession Company and the CSO are planning to attack the protesters. All these are some of the pictures of the fact that when, at a point in time, the protesters, we noticed that they were actually vandalizing, removing, and taking away some of our equipment.
So those are the pictures of some of the items that are removed, which you subsequently discovered.
Yes.
But I seek to tender the footage and all the documents that accompany it.
That's the first part. They had the picture. They said they have images of how the protesters were vandalizing their properties. So they tendered that. Then they asked them for the video.
That our surveillance camera was able to record for the 20th of October 2020. I also confirm that we have some other documents here that are coming from our company, Lekki Concession Company. This is one of them. This is the press release that we did when we had information on the social media that we were planning to bring in SARS men in police uniform to attack the protesters. We went on the press to say we have no such plan. This is the call. I can also confirm this is coming from us as well. This is the communication that we released to all the staff on the date that 20th, when Mr. Governor declared curfew.
So they had the video which stopped at 8 p.m., exact time that they started the shooting, okay? But there's also another part of that hearing today that I would like to share with you. It is the story of this man who got robbed by SARS. He had this shop, a mobile phone shop, that he was doing well. Then just one unfortunate day, the SARS criminals busted into his office and they picked him up. And I will actually let you listen to his story before we continue. The audio is really poor. I'm going to try this second one. I hope that is better. If it's not, I'll tell you about his story before we move to Obigo, with what Wike is doing there as well.
Please, I want to find out the time that you said they threw you down from this story to about what time was it? But was it dark?
Yes.
So it was late in the evening.
Yeah, that time
this kind of thing, has it ever happened to you that police will come arrest you? Has it happened to you?
When you need to go or jump, police will be around you. I know they do anything. No, even such a thing surprised me. Once a thing happens, like they want to. They're supposed to take this to the next police station. You know, they do that one. I never experienced such a thing before. Police are not said, no. so they can make the job. I don't believe it.